Ladies and gentlemen, peace is not for sale at the mall. Justice is not for sale at the mall. Progress is not for sale at the mall. The education of our children, the salvation of our children, is not for sale at the mall. The things that enable you to look at yourself in the mirror and know that you are a worthwhile person, a contributor to this experiment called humanity, those things are not for sale at the mall. They come when you work for them. They come when you fight for them. They come when you plant trees whose shade you may not live to enjoy.
That means you overlook each other's transgressions. When there's no injury involved, don't live with a chip on your shoulder and see how many ways you can get hurt that day. Can we bring up the past? Stop it. Get over it. Don't worry about it.
No better time to get healthy with your money.
I can see my ranch.
A deadly police shooting sparks violent riots in Oakland, the city being torn apart by anger and outrage. That after a cop killed an unarmed African-American man who was lying face down when he shot him in the back.
It's just one of the huge things that is occurring at this point in our history without much discussion by our political leaders, and we just got to pay more attention to it and
Restore balance to the world.
Punch on the face, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to say I'm a punch in the face because you know it's
It happens. Everybody else is doing it, right? You don't really plan these kinds of things, you know? Grinding usually works best with like rap and stuff. Not really country music, that doesn't really work out. Or, you know, just hip-hop type music, you know? It's all good. Everybody's doing it, so.
This is ridiculous.
Beg your pardon?
We've got a lot of folks viewing right now.
Now, the Governor Sarah Palin of Alaska has now suggested that she and Ms. Kennedy have been treated differently by the media, become would-be O.J. Simpson assassin, and Katie Couric, Tina Fey, and I wound up in it later in the news hour. But
In the olden days, people used to say you
can't force our way in, but there are clauses in the breeder ordinance.
From another point of view, sex has become very intellectual.
and a lot more benefit from it.
No one has enough time these days.
A comfortable vaginal ring that delivers
excruciating pain. I'll drive you to the hospital. So you see, you have nothing to worry about.
Have you ever woken up and said to yourself, "Oh my God, everything I think I know is wrong"? How can we have confidence in what we think we know, in our particular version of reality, in our particular take on the world? And what is real and what is false, and does it really matter if there's a difference? There's been a lot of talk here about consciousness and mind and what's what and how do we parse out one from the other. Consciousness is a combination of thoughts combined with perceptions. It's what you feel, what you see, combined with the thought of the moment. Mind is built on consciousness. It's an accumulation of life experience over time. It's all those little fleeting moments that you remember and forget, and then re-remember and tweak them along the way. You never remember them the way they were. It changes along the way. So consciousness was sort of a snapshot in a photo album of the mind. Moving more and more towards how do our memories function? Where does memory come in? What about experience, belief? And that, I think, is where you touch on mind, and it becomes much more interesting and much more complex.